Evening creatures of the night, and welcome back to Sang Average. Yes, I'm trying a new intro. Let me know what you think. Today, I was rummaging through the top of my wardrobe storage. I was looking for something else. I can't remember what I was looking for now, but I was looking for something else, and I came across... I thought I didn't have this anymore, but... this is a very old digital Book of Shadows that I printed off from 5 years ago. And I thought it would be fun to go through it together. So, yeah. I had my vampiric awakening when I was 17. I wrote this a little while after that, but I was still sort of like new and confused. I think I mentioned Father Sebastian. Pretty much every vampire, when they're like new to it, will come across Father Sebastian at some point. I think he's like one of the first things that comes up when you type in real vampires or vampire magic, pretty much anywhere. But I will warn you, this was before I found out about all the controversy, so it's a word of warning to like take caution around that. This is 5+ years old, so there is going to be some outdated stuff in here. Just a word of warning. This has a story of like how I got into witchcraft and magic as well. This is 5+ years old, so take this with a grain of salt. But yeah. When I was a little younger, 18 or so, I think it was 17, I became interested in mythology and magic, but never actually practiced it. The only forms of real magic I knew were non-theistic Satanism and paganism/Wiccan. A few random people at school would ask me about my charm on my coat zip. At the time, it used to be from a necklace and was a dragon encircling a star. They would ask, "Is that a pentagram?" I knew what the symbol was at the time, but I never knew what it was called. What was a pentagram? I replied with, "I don't know." Later on, more people would ask me about it. In my head, when people used to ask me about things, it was usually to pester me or wind me up. I didn't mean to snap at those poor kids that asked me, but it happened. To you, I am sorry. This is the necklace. Mine broke, unfortunately. This is what it looked like. I think it used to change to black when hot, which it didn't. That was a dream, a lucid dream I had, where it could sense spirits by going black. Didn't actually do that, unfortunately. It was just a lucid dream I had. Funny story about this necklace, actually. My dad read this, and he got me a new one for my birthday, like 5+ years ago, that I still have somewhere. And I was so happy, because this was one of my favourite necklaces when I was a kid, so... If you practice magic, this may be a blast from your past. My view of magic changed. Upon reading this and Gothic Grimoire, this was more of the thing I was specifically looking for. There was quite a bit I could relate to in these books that stuck with me, and there was something I looked for in other magical books. Upon looking up more for this author, I came across some books on another subject I was interested in: vampires. Moonbathing. Takes a little grounding and a little time. It may help to have a drink or some food nearby to ground yourself afterwards. Sit by a window where the moonlight shines in. If it isn't too cold or noisy, you may open the window a little so you can feel the night's breeze. If it's safe too, you may burn some incense. If not, skip this step and cleanse afterwards. Yeah, some of this is very, like, early magic spillover, you will notice. Sit by your window. You may choose to have your eyes open or closed for this. If you're prone to sleep, then try to keep them open. If you're okay with closing them, do so. Sit for about 10 to 20 minutes just listening to the background noises and feeling the night's breeze. If the window is open, you may use some meditation noise. If the window is open, pause. You may use meditation noises or music for this step if it's on low and it isn't too distracting. You should feel lighter and perhaps a little wobbly afterwards. Find some ways to help you ground yourself and then proceed with ritual, where it is safe and when you're ready. You may use aromatherapy oils. Keep your eyes open if you do so that it doesn't boil over or spill. Some slightly edgier pages. I'm gonna... Do I read this? This is kind of, like, a little edgy. You know what, yeah, sure, it's 5+ years old, we'll embrace the edge, why not? There may be times that your subconscious or beast will show up in day-to-day life. Sometimes you will know, and other times it may slip by. Sometimes it may even show up in the astral as a figure in your dreams, a familiar figure, but you can't pinpoint where. Just because it's called a beast or sometimes a dragon does not mean that it actually is. It may choose to take those forms in the astral as a subconscious figment of your imagination. More often than not, its form is humanoid and much like you. It may look different to you or the same, but it is a part of you. More often than not, the inner beast will work similarly to a servitor or egregore, but it may do its own thing from time to time. Making a deal with them is as simple as acknowledging it as a part of yourself. Once you come to terms with that, your life becomes somewhat easier. They may phase in and out from time to time. You may not hear anything from it for months, but it's still there, just dormant. Nothing to be scared of. Making a deal can actually be beneficial. That, and, like, this ritual bit here. Carl Jung, or Jung, however you pronounce it, was, like, a thing that kept coming up as well in my research. So I think what I mean by the inner beast is what Jung mentions as the shadow. It's the same thing, it's just slightly edgier. So yeah, that's a thing. Like I said, this is 5+ years old. We'll embrace the inner edgelord, why not? So have a little information on blood in rituals. This last page, which is basically one of the evocations taken from Michelle Bellinger's The Vampire Ritual book. Because I didn't know what else to put for the final page, so that's what this is. But that's basically all I wanted to go on about today. This is the Book of Shadows from 5+ years ago, and yeah. A lot of this is outdated and old, but I hope you enjoyed journeying through this with me. I haven't read this in 5+ years, so it was very interesting experience to go through this again. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a future video.